Happy Halloween! This time of year, it's so much fun to kind of enjoy the spooky season, kind of the cozy season. And if we're going to do an experiment, we might as well take advantage of that. This is the time of year where often you'll see dry ice around. You can buy it at grocery stores or other places. It looks a little bit like this, and it is kind of fun because even when it's just straight up exposed to air, it just sort of kind of gets a little bit of fog going on. The reason is because dry ice is just carbon dioxide as a solid. Dry ice, frozen carbon dioxide, is absolutely not a toy. It is something that you do with the help of a parent or guardian or caregiver. It is something that you're going to be doing for demonstration purposes only and for some very careful experimentation. So first of all, you're going to want to make sure that when you are breaking up dry ice, you have your safety goggles. And because it is so cold, if you ever get near it to touch it, you need to put on some gloves. It's best to have leather, real work gloves. I want to make sure that I'm actually touching it with metal. Just like that. Extra safety. And then if I'm going to break up a big cube of ice that I buy at the grocery store, I'm going to use a hammer, but I'm going to leave it in its bag that it came in, and I'm going to cover it with a towel and then hammer it up and break it up. Dry ice goes from solid straight to gas. That's what the fog is that you're seeing. We're going to play with some dry ice. First things first, we're going to need some hot water, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it in a glass. But check that out. The other really cool thing, if you go ahead and you put your hand underneath there, it is literally cool. You can feel just how cold that is. It bubbles and gurgles and it's fun to watch, and it's a great way to spend an afternoon. But what if we added a couple other things? Some more ingredients. What if we add some soap? And you can go ahead and pour it in. Now, as you start to pour it in, you're going to start to notice something happening with your amazing bubbles. They cloud up, they get really great, it starts to volcano over. But notice if I touch it, I can grab some in my hands, but they start to pop, right? So now we're going to basically work on the fundamentals that we already established and learned, and we're going to advance what we've got. So now that we've got our bubbles going on, why not make it a little bit more exciting? You can go ahead and use a 2-liter bottle for this experiment if you want, or we've had more success using something that actually seals up. So I've got this old kind of bottle that had gifts in it before earlier that is a jar that actually has a lid that twists on and off. So I went ahead and added tubing that I got at the hardware store and put it all the way around and added a small little cup at the end. We're using duct tape to keep everything nice and tight. Next, what we're going to do with this is we're just going to add a little bit more dry ice in the bottom. So we've got some nice dry ice going, but we're gonna add a little bit more. And then I'm going to add a little bit more heat with the water to really get the fog going. And once it starts going and bubbling over nicely, let's add a little bit more. I'm going to cover this up and seal it. You want to make sure that you're never completely sealing something with a dry ice, but we have an outlet here with our hose, so it's okay. We don't want to cause an explosion of the wrong kind. So I'm going to go ahead and dunk this in the water. Bubbles are going to start to form, and then look what happens. Bubbles. Kind of fun, right? They drop. But what if we want to go ahead and play with it just a little bit more? Instead of just having the bubbles go like that, take my gloves, and I use my gloves to kind of make it a little bit more fun. I put that on. And look, I can actually hold the bubbles in my hand. If you've got a nice towel, put the towel down too. Play with it around, see what you can create. If you have a friend, maybe go ahead and bounce the bubbles back and forth. What works, what doesn't. Kind of seems ghostly. So I hope you're having fun with this and have a great time being very careful and having fun with your dry ice. Happy Halloween.